What's up guys, Jarv here, back today jumping into Destiny 2. We are back with another This Week in Destiny, taking a look ahead at everything that you can expect from the up and coming week. So if you want to find out what loot you can get from Dares of Eternity this week, the Crucible Rotator, where you can get your bonus ranks, all the weekly rituals, and more importantly what Tess has available for Bright Dust this week, then be sure to stick around and enjoy the video. If you do enjoy the video, be sure to leave a comment and rating down below, and remember to subscribe for more Destiny 2 content. Just over 70% of the viewers on the channel aren't currently subscribed, so be sure to hit that red button and ring that bell to make sure you don't miss an update. But without further delay guys, let's jump into the video. Now before we jump into the meat of today's video, I want to first invite you all to our streams over on Twitch. I stream on Twitch Monday, Wednesday and Friday, and we get up to all sorts of Destiny shenanigans. So if you're looking to run Grandmaster Nightfalls, raids, or just have a bit of fun and chill out, then be sure to hop over and drop us a follow, and the link to that can be found down in the video description below. Now jumping back into This Week in Destiny, and jumping over into the Dares of Eternity, we have a new loot pool available. This rotates on a 3-week rotation, with this week being the World Loot Pool. There are some amazing weapons on offer, such as the First In Last Out, the Lonesome, the Gnawing Hunger, the Nightwatch Scout Rifle, main ingredient, the Ikelos SMG, the Long Shadow Sniper Rifle, the Steel Sibyl Sword, Toil in Trouble, the Last Petition Pulse, Wishbringer, the Last Dance, and also the Ikelos Sniper Rifle. But if it's not weapons that you're after and you're looking for the armor for Transmog, then the Braytech Suit set is available this week alongside the Lost Pacific set. Now these armor sets were available on Mars and Titan respectively and are no longer available in the game, so they're well worth getting and added to that collection, especially if you're looking to up your Transmog game. Now moving over to the Vault of Glass, we have a new raid challenge. This week's challenge can be found over with the Templar, and this is called Out of Its Way. Now to complete this challenge though, you need to stop the Templar from teleporting throughout the entire encounter. Successfully completing this challenge will come down to perfect setups and optimal DPS, so be sure to get set up properly before jumping into the challenge this week. Now if you can complete the challenge, and more so on the Master difficulty, you'll get access to a new time loss weapon. This week's weapon is the Fatebringer, which is arguably one of the best hand cannons inside Destiny 2. All the time loss weapons come with second perks in the 3rd and 4th column, so you'll be guaranteed a god roll on the Fatebringer each and every time. Now with a few weeks left of the current season, it's the perfect opportunity to jump into the Vault of Glass and get those challenges done. Now moving on to the rest of the weekly rituals, we have a new legendary Shattered Realm this week. This week's one is the Debris of Dreams. This once again is on a 3-week rotation, and we made a guide specifically for this one. So if you still need some of the mysteries, enigmatic mysteries and anchors to complete your Realm Walker seal, then make sure to check that video out, and I'll leave the link to that down in the video description below. Now moving on to the Crucible Rotator, Mayhem leaves and Team Scorched will become available upon this week's weekly reset. It's one of the more interesting and arguably one of the more frustrating game modes in the Crucible Rotation, but if you're looking for something just a bit different inside the Crucible in general, then make sure to jump into Team Scorched this week. Now alongside Team Scorched, we also have bonus Gambit ranks all week long. So if you're looking for some fast rank ups to get your Ascendancy Rocket Launcher ornament, then this week will be the week to jump in and get those done. Now swiftly moving on from Gambit and over to the Nightfall, we have a new Nightfall and Grandmaster Nightfall for week 23 in Season of the Lost. Now this week's Nightfall can be found over in Devil's Lair, and with that we'll have 2 new Nightfall exclusive weapons available. Now if you do complete the Nightfall on the regular difficulty, you'll get access to the normal version of these weapons, and if you can complete it on the Grandmaster difficulty, then you'll get access to the exclusive Adept versions too. Now the Adept versions do look slightly different to their normal counterparts, and you can also equip Adept mods as well. So if you're looking for your weapons to pack a bit more punch, then make sure to try and do the Grandmaster version to get the Adept versions where you can. Now as for the weapons themselves, the first weapon on offer this week is the Izume RR4 Sniper Rifle. It's one of my personal favourites, and I've got an absolutely great role for PvP. So whether you're looking for a good Crucible sniper or just one for general PvE, then the Izume is a great shout. But if you're not a particular fan of sniper rifles in general, and you've been having a lot of fun with fusion rifles, which are actually very strong this season, then the Plug 1 is also available. This is arguably one of the better fusion rifles available this season, and is one of the very few that can roll with Reservoir Burst. So it's definitely well worth picking up, and will stand you in good stead for the rest of the season. Now moving on from the weekly rituals and over to Europa, we have a new Eclipse Zone this week. This can be found over in Cadmus Ridge, so if you're still finishing your augments way back from Beyond Light, then be sure to head over there to find your target this week. As for the Empire Hunt, this week's Empire Hunt is the Technocrat. These rotate on a 3-week rotation and are a great source of pinnacle loot. For these to be a pinnacle reward though, you first need to fully upgrade Variks on your Roper as well, so make sure to get those sabotage quests done before jumping into the Empire hunt this week. The same can be said for the Exo Challenge. This is also an easy source of pinnacle loot, and this week's Exo Challenge is Simulation Safeguard. It's one of the more challenging ones in the rotation, especially if you're running it solo, but either way it's a great source of pinnacle rewards and well worth doing if you're still trying to reach 1330 before the launch of the Witch Queen on the 22nd of February. Now moving on from Europa and over to the Lost Sectors, and these apply for Tuesday the 25th of January only. Now the Legend Lost Sector can be found over in the Dreaming City, and this will be found in the Bay of Drowned Wishes. Now upon this week's weekly reset, this will have a chance to drop exotic boots, so if you're still seeking out a better role on the Path of the Burning Steps, Star Eater Scales, the Radiant Dance Machines, or even the Boots of the Assembler, then you'll need to head over there upon this week's weekly reset. Now as for the Master version, this can be found over on Europa, over in Perdition. Now this would be offering exotic helmets, and is a great chance to get your hands on a better Precious Scars, a Mask of Bacchus, or even a Dawn Chorus. So whether it's the Legend or Master version, there are some great exotics available upon this week's weekly reset. Now with all the weekly rituals out of the way, it's time to move on to one of the most important parts of the week, and that's what Tess has available for Bright Dust in week 23 of Season of the Lost. Now over in the featured section, we have the rare emote called Ripe Sniff. Now if you often find yourself sweating out inside the Crucible, then this may be a good one for you, and you can pick it up this week for 400 Bright Dust. Now alongside this we have the Game Ghost exotic Ghost Shell. This was also introduced as part of the 30th anniversary pack and is a Game Boy themed ghost. It even has a Destiny 2 cartridge, and you have to ask yourself the question, do our Guardians even know what Destiny 2 is? Either way though, it was available for silver in week 5, and you can pick it up this week for 2,850 Bright Dust. Next we have the 7th column projection. This is a legendary ghost projection that was also introduced with the 30th anniversary pack. So if you're like me and struggle and aren't able to get a 7th column, then you can have the ghost projection instead, and it will set you back 1,500 Bright Dust this week. Alongside this we have a legendary shader called Lilac Bombust. This was introduced with Season of the Forges back in Black Armory, so if you missed out on it and quite like Lilac, then this could be a shader for you, and it will set you back 300 Bright Dust this week. Over in the main Bright Dust store, we have a new exotic multiplayer emote. This is called Second Line. So if you're a big fan of Scarpunk, or even if you're not, this is a really cool emote. It was available in week 1 of the 30th anniversary pack for silver, but you can pick it up this week for 4,250 Bright Dust. Now next we have exotic armor ornaments, and these will vary from class to class. Now for the hunter we have the Wrong Hands. These are for the Ather's Embrace. So if you like the look of these gauntlets, then you can pick up the ornament for 1,500 Bright Dust. For the Titan we have Comet's Stir in Dreams. This is a Dreaming City themed exotic armor ornament for the Crest of the Falling Star. So if you like the look of this, then you can also pick this up for 1,500 Bright Dust. And finally for the Warlock we have the Phoenix Fall, and this is an exotic armor ornament for the Phoenix Protocol. And once again, if you like the look of this awesome armor ornament, this will set you back 1,500 Bright Dust this week. Now alongside those we have the multi-band exotic Ghost Shell. This was introduced back in Season of Arrivals, so if this one's missing from your collection, then you can pick it up and it will set you back 2,850 Bright Dust. This is alongside Tachyon 4, an absolutely huge exotic ship that was introduced in Season of Dawn in Season 9. This has been sold a few times in Eververse over this season, so if you have missed out on it, this will set you back 2,000 Bright Dust this week. Next up we have the Magneton Thrust, an exotic sparrow that was introduced in Season of the Worthy. Once again, if you're missing this from your collection, you can pick it up this week and it will set you back 2,500 Bright Dust. The penultimate item on offer is the Crota's Bane Ghost Projection. Now this was introduced in Season of the Undying and has been sold a few times this season, so if you missed out on it so far, you can pick it up again for 1,500 Bright Dust. And the final item on offer this week is the Devil's Advocate Exotic Weapon Ornament. This is for the Devil's Ruin Exotic Sidearm. This was introduced back in Season 9, so if you missed out on it and have been using Devil's Ruin this season, as sidearms are pretty good for unstoppable champions, then you can pick it up this week and it will set you back 1,250 Bright Dust. So there we have it guys, a good look at everything that you can expect for week 23 of Season of the Lost. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to check out one of the 2 videos you see here in these cards for more Destiny 2 content. And if you want to keep up to date with everything to do with Destiny 2, be sure to hit subscribe as well. I'm going to jump back into the game as always guys, and I will catch you all again very soon.